Um, anyway, drink like a quart of that Trilyte at one sitting. With try and drink it within 10 minutes or within 5 minutes. That's what I would do. What I found out was a pretty good solution for me with incontinence and flaccid paralysis. Um, and just come to the assumption that I'm going to have diarrhea. So I transfer from the bed to my wheelchair, and during the meantime, I am totally full with that Trilyte. I tried to drink about a quart of it, and then I transfer from my wheelchair to the toilet, and then I do digital stimulation again. And all this digital stimulation, it's very hard on the inside of the colon. It makes it bleed, and I'll get back on that in a minute. But anyway, so I go into I go onto the toilet, and I do the digital stimulation, and then it's almost like a faucet turning on. A lot of it comes out, and then you know, uh, I still got more in there, and my tummy, I feel totally full. So, so what that means is I have more diarrhea coming pretty soon. Um, so what I do is I clean catheterize on the toilet, uh, and then, actually, after I do the digital stimulation, um, and some of it comes out, then I wipe my bottom. Sometimes that stimulates. Whenever I wipe my bottom, then sometimes it stimulates more diarrhea or just a bowel movement. And then so I wipe myself, and then after that, then I do clean cath. I do the clean catheter, and I catheterize, and then after that, then I do I I and I want to tell you that I use a glove when I do the digital stimulation. Latex doesn't matter to me what kind of glove it is. Of course, I don't want to be using a boxing glove or something stupid like that, but anyway, I use a glove, and then I put on the end of it, I put Surgilube, or I put some kind of lubricant on the end, on the tip of my finger, and then I do digital stimulation, and sometimes more liquid comes out, and then I do another, then I wet my bottom again, and if I still feel like if I still feel full, then I might do another digital stimulation, and then wipe my bottom again. There was lots of time. I went to the restroom. I had diarrhea. I had diarrhea in the bed about 10 times on the second day. So that means that a lot of the diarrhea was on my testicles and in my hair, on my pubic hair, and it was just a big old mess, totally big old mess. So, I tried to use the gloves to keep my hands clean, or to keep myself clean, but it didn't really matter. Still had poo-poo all over my hands, and it was just a big old mess, and it was a horrible, it was a bad thing. It was very, very bad to have this colonoscopy. So anyway, then after I did that, okay. So back to, I had an accident in the bed. I transfer onto my wheelchair. I probably had diarrhea in the bed, so my my privates are covered with poo-poo, um, and I make sure not to touch my privates at all whenever I'm transferring, whenever I'm rolling from my wheelchair to the toilet. And then I transfer onto the toilet. And by the way, um, one of my YouTube friends he sent me it's called a wingman toilet seat, and it has handles on the side of the toilet seat so I can grab onto it with my hands so I can transfer onto the toilet, and it's not a bad experience at all. Maybe I'll put a link in the description of this video about showing you the wingman toilet seat and how I transfer onto it. But anyway, so I did all the bowels again. So I did the digital stimulation, and I wiped myself, and then I did the clean catheterization, and then flaccid paralysis, incontinence here. So then I did digital stimulation again, and then I wiped my bottom, and then I transferred onto the shower chair, and then once I did that, then then I washed my bottom. Then after I washed my bottom with soap, then I would take the ABD, the absorbing pad, off of my wound. Of course, it was skin prepped on there, so I wasn't tearing away any skin when I was taking the tape off and the ABD pad. And then I would remove that ABD pad, and then I would wash my sore with the soap, and then with soap and water, and I would get all cleaned up, and then I would transfer back onto my wheelchair, and then transfer, because if I still felt full, and I probably still did, because I drank, like I said, I drank a quart. I tried to drink about a quart, probably about every, I would probably say about every 6 hours, give or take an hour or two. And then, so if I still felt full, then I would transfer from the shower chair back onto my wheelchair, and then I would transfer from the wheelchair back onto the toilet, and then I would, I would put a glove on, a latex glove or something like that, or another type of glove, and then I would put the Surgilube or some other kind of lubricant on the tip of my finger, and then I would do digital stimulation, and then after that, then I would just see if I could get any bowel movement going on, and then then I would wipe my bottom again, and I would sometimes I would catheterize, but that wasn't really helping too much if I would catheterize. Just, it kind of gave me something to do between the next digital stimulation. So I would do another digital stimulation, and then wipe my bottom, and then I would transfer from the wheelchair. I would transfer from the wheelchair back, or from the toilet back onto my wheelchair, and then I might have another accident in the bed or in my wheelchair whenever I was transferred from the wheelchair back onto my bed. And this went on all night. Like I said, it took about, I took about 10 showers and about 24 hours, and I hardly got any rest whatsoever. But my wife, she got no rest whatsoever, uh, and that was it happened. It was going on for about 3 days, so she didn't really sleep for probably 2 to 4 hours. She probably slept maybe 2 hours, 2 or 4 hours in that 36 or in 3 days. So she was totally exhausted. She was trying to help me out. She was totally exhausted. She was she was a lifesaver. She helped me out during the whole experience, and it was without her, I don't know. I don't know if I could have done it because she changed the sheets, like I said, about 10 times, and so we went through a lot of sheets because diarrhea would go all over the place with the incontinence and the flaccid paralysis.